Well, hello and welcome to the Awakened Feminine Spirit Show on Coach Cafe Radio, the self-empowerment place to meet where you get your weekly cup of inspiration on Blog Talk Radio. And today is Wednesday, December 20th. And here in the Coach Cafe, we offer you enlightened conversations about what matters most. We offer interviews with top self-empowerment coaches, experts, and authors. We share proven and effective life coaching tools, techniques, and processes to help you to live your best life, and we are definitely spreading the word that life coaching changes lives. I am your host, Certified Master Life Coach, Kathleen Martin, also known as your Balanced Life Coach, coming to you live from the beautiful Hamptons, New York, along with my co-host,
Dr. Monica Bennett, naturopath, creator and founder of The Positive Mind, and author of How May I Serve, an empowerment book helping women navigate uncertainty with faith and courage.
Yes, and we invite you to join in on our enlightened conversation by calling 646-649-1015. That's 646-649-1015. And if you would prefer, you can just type in your questions and comments in the chat room, which will be open. And if you do call in, just a reminder that you do have to press the number 1 so that we see you waiting in the queue with your question. And we want to send out a very big thank you to all of the followers here. And if you do like what you hear, we would totally appreciate it if you would follow us on Blog Talk Radio, which is right there on the homepage under the banner. And you can, of course, follow us on social media, which is Coach Cafe Radio on both Facebook and Twitter. And now with our new show, The Awakened Feminine Spirit, you can find out all about us on our Facebook page, which is simply facebook.com/The Awakened Feminine Spirit. And you'll find out who's coming up next and what's going on during the Awakened Feminine Spirit show. So today we are thrilled and delighted because we have our first guest for the Awakened Feminine Spirit show, Junie Moon. So let me tell you about her. You're going to definitely want to stay right where you are and listen to what Junie has to share. Junie Moon, known as the inner critic tamer and self-love expert, helps people experience transformation that sticks. As an empowering keynote speaker and heart-centered coach, Junie guides clients and audiences to enjoy how to be yourself and love it. Junie's work empowering women includes her critically acclaimed film, Shed the Shame. In workshops, she creates a safe and loving space for people to relax and explore what they truly want. Workshop participants appreciate Junie's true grit in shining the light for people to heal and then express the confidence, joy, and success they crave. She is the best-selling author of Loving the Whole Package, Shed the Shame, and Live Life Out Loud, and she is a certified shadow work facilitator, certified transformational coach, interfaith minister, and dynamic workshop leader. So welcome into the show, Junie.
Hello there. Hey.
Well, thanks so much for joining us, Junie. You know, I was watching a YouTube video with you the other day, and I'm telling you, you have to go and watch Junie in action because it was awesome, Junie. I loved it. Seriously, it was so. You're very funny. You know, you are. You've got that comedic quality, which is so attractive. I find. You know, so engaging, but really powerful message. Really powerful. But I loved it. It was very. You know, I can't wait for more experience. You know what I mean? So
was that the one when I was upside down on my inversion table?
No, I didn't see that one yet.
Yeah, I do try to have some fun while I'm speaking to people and making it interesting. And there's so much out there, which is wonderful. And I do like to bring humor because really we got to keep laughing, guys. You know,
Absolutely.
It's so important.
Oh, for sure. As a matter of fact, last week Monica said how important she brought in how important humor is because I never thought of it like this. Human, you know, kind of has humor in it, you know, and it's so true. Boy, don't you find it's like it's pretty heavy time right now. And if you don't take care of yourself, like we are really spreading the word in here, and I know you do too, Junie and Monica, all three of us now together, look, it's a very powerful connection that lighten up is a very important thing to do. Your body can't take it, so
exactly.
We love that.
Yeah, and if we really want to see change and if we do have fear about what's happening, and we really need to be more mindful of what's going on inside of us more than ever, because that's what we're going to create out in the world. So more than ever, we really need to show up for ourselves and feel the light so that we can really see the light. So absolutely. Things are interesting these days. Very interesting.
Yes. I just read I love doing the cryptic quote in the morning. And yesterday's cryptic quote was, the highest forms of understanding we can achieve are laughter and human compassion.
Oh, yeah.
So I thought that was really interesting. I love quotes. I love quotes that just inspire me like that.
That's great. That's great. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
So let's
Junie,
get right into it, Monica.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I was taking a look at your website and all that you do, and it's amazing how we get into this line of work and what is it that motivates or inspires us to be who we are. So I would just want to put it out there and ask you, you are a transformational coach, and how did you get into this line of work, and why did you get into this line of work? What was it that inspired you to do this?
Well, like a lot of people out there, I was really struggling big time with self-doubt and a lot of fear, and I was walking on eggshells in many places in my life. So that was a large part of the first part of my life, and it was, my eyes started opening in 1990 when I started walking a more spiritual walk and seeing that there was another side to life than the struggle and the hard work and things were tough, and that there were people doing different types of work and healing work. So that's when my eyes started to open up. However, it really wasn't until about 15 years ago when I was 200 pounds and just so uncomfortable inside my heart. And I just ran so much anxiety that I just had to find another way. And through personal growth work of all different flavors, my eyes started opening and I started to experience healing, which led me to the work that I do now, and which is shadow work, among other things. But shadow work is the main work that I do. And to me, this is transformation that sticks. This is work that changed my life, which I just knew it was my calling, if you will, to help others find the same transformation within themselves. And so pain brought me to this journey. Pain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems to be the running theme. So far I haven't met anybody. And, I've interviewed a boatload of people at this point over these years, and it seems to be the design that pain is a great motivator, and it will definitely, if you listen, not everybody's listening, to that inner voice, and thank goodness you do when you go, I just know there's got to be that. Those were those exact words that came in as my, push forward, that, invisible push forward. I just know that there's more than this pain, and so the shadow work, Junie, what is that about? Tell us about the shadow work.
Well, to talk about shadow work, I guess I have to start with what the shadow is. And so to me, with the body work that I've been trained in, it's through shadow work seminars with a very particular type of shadow work. It's a trademark body of work, founder Cliff Barry and Mary Ellen Wallen, and so they took the word shadow from Jungian psychology, which is the part of us that we've disowned, a part of us, our personality, or, our being, that somewhere along the way we've said we can't be like that. And we kind of cut off an aspect of who we are. And so shadow work is about really coming home to the truth of who we are by seeing what we've lost along the way and taking it back in a very conscious, safe way. Because it's specially designed processes to help people really know all of who they are, which kind of ties into the book title, which I'm sure we'll talk about later, Loving the Whole Package, which is my book. It's about loving all aspects of who we are, and that there's nothing wrong with us. So shadow work is about reclaiming all of who we are, shadow and light, in a conscious, healthy way that's not going to hurt us or hurt other people.
That's really
so are
wonderful.
You saying
because
that yeah,
go ahead,
you saying that the shadow is sort of like the part we disown of ourselves?
Yeah, the parts that we don't like, or the parts that we found out somewhere along the way that, anger is bad, young lady. Do not express your voice to me like that. Or, like little boys are told to, in general, suck it up, be a man, don't cry. And so we get all these messages everywhere, when we're growing up. It's life school, right, from our parents and our culture. And we start going, oh, I can't be sad, I can't be vulnerable, I can't be expressive, I can't be direct, or even some good things like, oh, I can't be creative. It's my dad thinks it's more important that I go be a businesswoman or a doctor, and then we stop being, we lose access to vital energy inside of our being because we start saying, I can't be like that for some reason, because we want to be loved and we want to fit in. And so we get to our 40s and 50s, and we're walking a really fine line of what's allowed and what's not allowed, and we hurt. We hurt because we're not being all of who we are. And again, it's about bringing all of these pieces back in a way that is not harmful, in a way that's conscious and loving, because we cut them off for a really good reason. Now it's about taking them back in a way that feels good and empowering.
Yeah, that's so incredibly important. It's so interesting. The more I speak to women, there's this magical thing that starts to happen as you do, as you're growing and expanding. And yes, these things, this time is going by, that you begin to realize that shadow does exist and that you can accept all of you. And wow, it's such a relief. It's such a relief, and it feels that self-love, like you say, Junie. You're the self-love expert. There's nothing more important. That's what we're all about here in the Awakened Feminine Spirit Show, and for all of everyone, of course. But I find that women have a tough time. They just really seem to very judgmental, very critical, self-critical, like you are the inner critic. So to work with that part of you is golden. So listen up when you're listening here, that it really is, and you will be amazed at what happens. And it's like you let go of this energetic version of you that is, like I keep emphasizing, if you don't do like what we're teaching you here, don't worry, the voice will get bigger, and that bigger will probably be a dis-ease, so
exactly.
we're here to help you. Yeah.
And that's what happens with the shadow is if we keep denying parts of who we are, and it takes a lot of energy to not be who we are. So it's exhausting. I can't be like this, I can't be like that. I mean, it's like constant, and so when we're able to, and what I was going to say actually is that when we cut off these parts, it comes out sideways. It comes out in harmful ways because we need to express all of who we are. It's just, how do we do that in a way that's balanced? And when we start accessing the old parts of us that are that we haven't had access to maybe our whole life, we start to feel so much better about who we are. That inner critic quiets down, and we just feel so much more alive. It's magical. It's wonderful.
So what are the things, how do you get people to start to express those parts of them that they've hidden or suppressed inside of them?
That's a great question. I always think the first place to start with anyone is to have them see that there's been a cost to not being a certain way. There's an upside to not being a certain way. That's why we picked up these strategies. Maybe when we were younger, we realized that if we spoke up in our household, we would have gotten punished or hurt or worse. So we picked up strategies when we were younger, and then we get to our adulthood and we're still doing the strategies, and we're noticing that by not expressing ourselves in some way, it's limiting us in our business. It's holding us back in our intimate relationships. Or maybe, like me, I was eating a ton of food and trying to soothe myself because I was feeling so anxious. So I think the first thing is to get people to understand on some level inside that this strategy or these ways of being are really harming themselves. And then to invite them into the possibility that there's another way to be. So to me, first step is let them see that it's not working. It's not working.
Right.
And when that part of them, because we talk about parts in shadow work, when there's a part of them that really understands, wow, my strategies are costing me and causing me pain, that is a really powerful first step, and things start to shift like that.
Wonderful, beautiful. And what would be some of the typical challenges people have that the shadow work helps, Junie?
Well, a lot of people would say it's helped them maybe have better self-care and be better with their work and be able to manifest more in their life. Those are the great outcomes that people will find, better communication with their loved ones, better connection with themselves to feel better. The symptoms, though, that show up that people go, I need help with, is low self-esteem, procrastination, just, self-loathing, just feeling inadequate, which, of course, affects everything and everyone that they come in contact with. So if you want to start a business or move ahead in business and you have a mean inner critic and you're feeling insecure, it's going to get in your way. Certainly if you're starting over in your life and maybe you're after a divorce and you're out there and you're dating again, there's all that old stuff that's still kind of brewing in there. So shadow work, by reclaiming who you are fully and knowing on the inside that you have value, that you matter, it just spills out into all aspects of your life, and it helps across the board with whatever people are wanting, to see in their life.
That's great. I find that women in, as you were saying, 40s and 50s embrace this more. Sometimes when it goes both ways. So a lot of the younger generation, or even in the 40s and 50s, you see all the magazines or you see TV and you see all these women and they are a certain size or a certain look, and women want to emulate or look like that and try to do so much to, they buy all these creams or do Botox or do and I'm not against all that, but do you think that that's part of the shadow? They're trying to be somebody they're not, and then when they get into their 40s and 50s, it's just they're so they just can't keep up with it anymore.
Well, yeah, and that comes back to the programming, all the messages we picked up along the way about what beauty it looks like, and the meaning we give to aging. And in my film, Shed the Shame, I mean, I that's what I address is, why do we not think we're beautiful, and why are we beating ourselves up? And so whether it's how our body looks or how we're showing up in the world, when we get to our 40s and 50s, we're like, wait a second, we're halfway through our life and I'm still feeling this? Like, what the heck? And so this is when hopefully we wake up. However, we have picked up a lot of messages that have us pushing ourselves to be something that maybe is not in alignment with who we are. And that's what hurts. When we're not really our true selves and loving ourselves as we are, and we're trying to be somebody else, that's an ouch. That really, really hurts. And that's where this work picks up. And most of the people I work with are women in their 40s and 50s that are saying, enough is enough. I don't want to be suffering. I want to enjoy my life. And all this stuff that I'm dragging around is just making me feel like crap.
Right. And, the inspiration that you received, Junie, to write your book, Loving the Whole Package, Shed the Shame, and Live Life Out Loud. So you have to definitely tell our listeners about that.
Yeah, well, I'm so proud of the book. I mean, I really put so much into it. It came out of the movie because I did this 9-minute short film, and the movie just took off and went to film festivals, and the comments I got and the women that came forward, and the men too, about the message of healing is possible and loving all of who we are and accepting all of who we are. To me, it opened up the door to, well, how do I let people know how to actually get what I offered in the film? So the book, it has two main parts to it. The first part is the tools. I literally guide people with shadow work tools to help with exercises and stories to help them really see why they are the way they are, why are their programs the way they are, and to access very powerful parts that I call their board of directors, their internal board of directors, to get these parts in alignment and supporting you. So the first part of the book is just great information about how to live a different life and engage these parts. And then the second part, I get pretty deep. I get very vulnerable, and I share some of the more painful challenges I've had in my life with my marriage, with my child, with my body, and I let people in on the journey of transformation. So I share the tools that I teach in part one in part two to show how I actually did it. So it's a book that guides people and helps people to get on the healing journey and actually start moving forward, to feel more confident, to feel more joy, and to heal.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, wonderful.
It really is.
We're so thrilled that you were. I really do. I appreciate both of you. You've both written books, and it has always been this experience for me with authors that I've interviewed. How there you are. And rather than turn into a victim, you were inspired to literally say this out loud so that other people can hear it and be helped by it, because, we really obviously need a lot of help because the facts are there. I mean, there are so many women on antidepressants right now. It's one of the things that I feel very passionate about. That it's such a big, gigantic red flag that if it's being ignored, and to your work and my work and Monica's work, all of us together, helping each other, that's the aim of the Awakened Feminine Spirit, is to really help women to stop doing this, because you are not awake. You're not conscious of what's really going on. And when you do what Junie's describing and what we can help you with here, no longer will you need that. You won't. And I'm not advising anybody to do something or not do something. I'm just saying that there are ways to be able to go in there and help yourself and no longer need anything like that. Even, make it a very temporary thing if doing these kind of things. But when I learned that, one time I was with a group of women, and I'm not kidding, every one of them, was on an antidepressant.
Wow.
And when you're the only one, there's something terribly wrong here, So,
Well, women are struggling, and people in general are struggling. And since we're speaking about women, about waking up, it's like when we're really engaged and able to express ourselves, when we're able to really feel our vulnerability and share our vulnerability and not be so scared, then we just release, relax, and we will not be feeling that depression state. but people are feeling depressed because they're holding so much back, and that's hard.
Exactly. It is hard. It is, and I find that too. It's the vulnerability. It's when you're vulnerable and you allow yourself to be authentic and just allow that real whatever it is to come out. It gives permission for other women to say, "Wow, I feel like that too." You know, we come from the heart. Then we really feel each other.
Exactly.
We feel our souls
we need to
and
hold
our
each
spirit.
other's hands. Yep. We need to guide each other and share our stories so we don't feel so alone. And I'm really grateful that I'm able to share my stories so comfortably at this point. That was not my case years ago. But I see by sharing my story and really letting people see that I really was in a lot of pain, and then they can resonate with some of the more specific stories that I share, they can then have hope that they too get on this path and feel better about who they are, have confidence and relax and enjoy, to love their life and to love all of who they are.
Yay!
So true.
Yay! Yeah, let's just do a whoopee!
Yeah, really. Can you even imagine loving all of who you are? I mean, can you imagine looking in the mirror and that's all you see is this, you know, like your heart bursts open instead of you know, contracting and immediately going into criticism? And, you know, I would just throw in just one more thing about that is if you're a mother and you're listening, you know, how wonderful it is to be an example to your daughters and your sons, of course, but your daughters where you fully and completely, deeply and completely love and honor yourself. And that's the energy that they feel. That's how they're going to feel as they become young women. So, and it needs to start so early. It needs to start so early, you know.
That's when the programming starts, right? It starts very young.
Yep. And, you know, the one thing I do want to say real quickly is I am so far from perfect. And I did a video on this past week.
Yeah, I saw
that. The last thing I want is everyone to go, well, she loves all of who she is and everything is just dandy in the life of Junie Moon. Yeah. You know, it's like if there was a camera in my house, people would be like, really? But, you know, but
here too.
We're human beings. And it's a journey of unfolding, and I'm so grateful for how much more I love myself and how every day I accept myself that much more so that I can relax and live the life that I do. So this is an invitation to loving the whole package more and more every single day.
That's great. Yes, there's some days where I know for myself that you question, oh, did I do that right? Or was those doubts can come in, or why did I do it like that? Or what will people think? And then I say to myself, really? Stop. It's enough. You did
and
it.
You catch yourself. That's great. And you catch yourself. And those are the tools. So instead of having years of self-hatred and up and down the scale 50 pounds at a time, which was my life, there might be a moment or an hour or maybe even a day of, you know, I'm a little off today. And then I bounce and I use the inner resources that I have now, which are precious.
They work when you work
the support that you said. That support, you can pick up your book. Somebody can pick up your book and say, oh, yeah, she went through it and I can go through it. And we can make a phone call or we can go to your coaching program, one of your coaching programs. Or there's so much help out there. And there is a community of women like the Awakened Feminine Spirit who are guiding people and women to see that there is a lighter, freer, more spirited way to embrace your life and to live without that shame and pain.
Exactly. Yeah, so if we want a different life on the outside, we must do the inner work on the, on ourselves.
Yes.
Sure.
You absolutely do. And you have to stop making excuses. You know, the excuses that come in that stop you from doing the important, practices every day And I know how difficult it can be sometimes when you're, got a lot on your plate. You're a mom with children and work and the ordinary things of life, but nothing is more important than you taking care of you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And the excuses I will offer are strategies too. There's a part that says, well, you can't do that because this. It's like, well, where did all of that thinking come from? Excuses can work for us sometimes. It lets us out of going for the big dream and changing the world. And so it kind of takes us off the hook, these excuses. So there might be some upside that in the unconscious realms that are calling the shots, making us have excuses. The question is, are we willing to really look at what the unconscious is doing? Because it's old stuff that's having us have the excuses, and how to really balance what's real and what isn't. What really is something we have to do, and what's old wiring that has us doubt we really can, and having us question whether we really could, should, would, whatever it is that we're wanting to create.
Yes. Yeah, that was wonderful, Junie. And we could go on and on and on, and it goes so fast here. No joke. Yeah, it goes so fast. When I look up, it's like, But, we will do it again, and we'll do it again. I definitely can, would love to have you come back and continue the conversation. But what else is going on? What's your next project here?
Oh, the big question of the hour, huh? or the half hour. I'm an ideas girl, and I was just talking with my coach just a little over an hour ago, and I have so many wonderful, magical, I want to do this, and I want to do this, and I want to do this for the next year. Right now, my focus is traveling around the country and sharing my book. Loving the whole package there's just so much in there, and so I really want to share it. So I've been doing book talks and presentations, and I actually had a great idea. Well, I don't know if it's a great idea. We'll see. But I had an idea. I got a projector, my own projector, and what I was toying with the idea of is creating sacred sister circles where I go to people's homes and we have the movie play, and then we create a kind of like a circle share presentation party based on loving all of who we are. So I was like, wow, this could be interesting, where I can travel and have these intimate groups created in people's homes where I can offer the film, which is only 9 minutes long, which opens up to the whole dialogue about loving all of who we are, doing a presentation and creating a sacred circle of women to raise everybody up into that possibility. So I'm not sure what's next, but right now it's about really letting people know about shadow work and this book, and to reach as many people as possible, because more than ever, we all need to show up fully who we are, empowered, alive, and gentle with ourselves, so that we can really make a difference with everyone we touch.
Beautiful. And why is that important?
That's a really good question. Well, why is that important that we show up fully? Well, there's actually there's a lot of reasons. One is when we're not really fully expressing all of who we are, it comes back to what I said before. Our energy will come out sideways, and it can hurt other people. So if we're really wanting to change the climate in our country or the world, if we really want to have a government that feels good to us and is taking care of the people in the way that we want them to be taken care of, if we really want our earth to flourish and not die, we all need to show up fully empowered. And so if we're insecure, if we're self-doubting, if we're not taking good care of ourselves, then how on earth are we going to go out into the world and say, hey, and if there's hatred inside of us, it's going to, we're going to bring out hatred. If there's fear inside of us, we're going to be coming from a fearful place. If we come from a place of solid, grounded, loving, the awakened feminine spirit, if we come from that place, life can change and we can create the world that we want to see. So that's why it's important. We need to all really wake up and take care of the inside so that we can really change the world.
That's great.
That is exactly
Perfectly
the message
said.
that Junie, we are 100% in agreement. Very important. We're taking this very seriously. That's why Monica and I decided to do the Awakened Feminine Spirit, because we really want to help women and everyone. But women really do have a role to play that they really need to wake up to, because, as you can see, it has been dominated by the male influence, and it needs balance. And we need start within yourself, start within your home, start within your community, start within your in your job with your colleagues. Start. You need to, and notice, because we sow the Gaia, this beautiful experience that we have with this relationship we have with the planet that we all share here as Mother Earth. Is screaming out for women to wake up, and no longer is it acceptable. So we love what you're teaching, and we love what you're sharing, and one by one, and then community forms and groups form, and then what do you know, through the principles that we live with, it will grow bigger, and you'll look up and it'll be different. It'll be better. It'll be healed. So. So we are getting to the end, ladies, and I have to keep track of the time here as the show goes on. So, Junie, let everyone know how they can find you and your wonderful book and everything that you're doing.
Thank you. Yes. So the easiest way to find out everything is my website, which is womenreclaimyourlife.com. I'll just say that again, it's just so if people need to hear it again. Womenreclaimyourlife.com. And you can find a link to buy my book there, and more. There's lots of videos there, lots of information there, and you can reach out to me there as well. And I'm looking to speak, so look at my speaker page. There's a great video there, and that's the best way to find out my info.
Great, wonderful. And you also do have lovingthewholepackage.com, right? Is that another link for you?
Yep, it is. So if someone is looking specifically for the book, they can go right there. However, that's also on my website. So either way,
Awesome. Wonderful, Junie. You are terrific. I love it. And boy, talk about energy, and we all talk about the same thing. You cannot ignore it. And there is quite a powerful energy within that beautiful female spirit. So we love who you are. We love you, and we love that you joined us, and we hope you come back again.
Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me. You two are doing amazing work and reaching so many people, and I'm just glad to be part of it. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Junie. Yeah. Yep. All together, right? Together. No more. One of the things, big message is no more competition, ladies. This is cooperation, collaboration, and support and help. And that's how things change. So, okay, so we are to the end. And Monica, let everybody know about how they can find out about you.
Well, you could go to my website, monicabennett.biz. That's B-I-Z. And Monica Bennett is B-E-N-N-E-T-T. Or you can go to howmayiserve.net to get my book.
Nice.
Yes, you definitely want to access these books. I'm telling you, they are life changers. So, well, thank you both. Thank you, everyone, for listening. You can also find out about me, Kathleen Martin, at KathleenMartinCoaching.com. I am your Balanced Life Coach, and you can find out all about my Balanced Life Coaching program and so much more. And that's at KathleenMartinCoaching.com. So thanks, everyone, for joining us tonight. Please stay tuned for more coming. more of the Awakened Feminine Spirit Show. Again, you can find out more about us on Facebook at The Awakened Feminine Spirit. So have a wonderful, wonderful week. Thanks again, Junie. Thanks again, Monica. Love you both.
Thank you.
Until next time.
Thank you.
Good night, ladies.
Welcome. See you. Good night.
Bye.
What a matchup!
And what a team, Mike. Metro PCS and the iPhone SE for $0 on a network that covers 99% of people in the U.S. Oh, impressive.
Play with the best. Switch to Metro PCS on an unlimited LTE plan and get a 32-gig iPhone SE for $0. Metro PCS. Coverage not available in some areas, plus sales tax. Claim based on talk and text. Not valid for active numbers currently on the T-Mobile network or active on Metro PCS in the past 90 days. See store for details and terms and conditions. What a matchup!
And what a team, Mike. Metro PCS and the iPhone SE for $0 on a network that covers 99% of people in the U.S. Oh, impressive.
Play with the best. Switch to Metro PCS on an unlimited LTE plan and get a 32-gig iPhone SE for $0. Metro PCS. Coverage not available in some areas, plus sales tax. Claim based on talk and text. Not valid for active numbers currently on the T-Mobile network or active on Metro PCS in the past 90 days. See store for details and terms and conditions.